You and me. Hi guys, happy tea time with Team Epic Read.
Hello.
Cheers.
Welcome to our 71st episode of Tea Time with Team Epic Reads.
Man, that's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. And in this episode, we are going to be giving you tips on how to take care of your books.
I'm so excited because if there's anyone in our office that needs this lesson more than most,
you should see, but there's a Book Nerd Problems video we posted about her returning taking a book that she ruined.
That was increased for dramatic effect.
So this episode is dedicated to Aubrey, mishandler of the books.
I love them, but I have a big bag that I don't protect either.
If you are new, there are comments happening over here on the YouTubes.
I'm on Twitter watching the hashtag tea time, and we'll kind of take breaks and check in with you guys.
So we're going to start like we always do, and what are we reading this week?
Yeah, tweet at us.
Tell us in the comments. I am reading a book that comes out. When does it come out? September 9th, so coming up in a little less than a month. Rites of Passage by Joy and Hensley. This is, oh God.
I know. I couldn't even.
I don't want to
get my
draw
mouth
attention
down to the tiny muscle.
This is about a girl that joins an all-boys military academy, and she's the only, one of only 4 girls that join. And this is the first book I've ever read that actively made me want to work my butt off. Actually just go to the gym, and because she's doing all these.
You're pretty sporty, just base level.
I'm sporty, but I don't go to the gym that often. I'm definitely not in the shape that she's in. So every time I read it, and she's like, "Yeah, we have to do jumping jacks for an hour," and I was like, I'd maybe jog for 3 minutes, and I'm like, I'm tired.
I went to a Zumba class and they made us jumping jack for a whole 3-minute song, and I was like, you are the worst person in the world.
They do that for an hour. So the whole book is her working out basically. So if you want to be motivated to get your butt in shape, pick this one up.
Rites of Passage.
So what are you reading this week or doing?
I am reading something super secret that we will talk about at a later date. It'll be fun and exciting. And I'm also watching a lot of Robin Williams films. A lot. Compulsively. I went on a massive search of how I could just stream everything into my face.
If you youths watching, Robin Williams was a staple of the 90s childhood. Aladdin, Mrs. Doubtfire, Dead Poet Society, Good Will Hunting. There's so many movies, so if you are unfamiliar, please go watch his movies because he's brilliant.
He is brilliant.
And we miss him very much.
Yes, rest in peace. And remember, depression is a serious thing, and get help. If you need it, please, please, please.
Yes. Which is actually a topic that we're going to be discussing in a future tea time. But for this tea time, we have lighter topics to go through. There's always an awkward transition between that. So we have let's check in and see what everybody's reading this week.
YA fan at Cray Cray for YA, A+ on your handle. Just finished 13 Reasons Why on the plane last night, and wow, everyone must read this moving book.
Sad. Katerina Petrova on YouTube. Oh, Katerina Petrova. Oh, hello, Nina Dobrev. Is reading. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Is reading City of Ashes. So Nina Dobrev is reading City of Ashes.
The Luch just finished Noggin and is now moving on to The Giver.
Noggin is an amazing book. I love that book. Haley Arts. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name. She is currently reading another little piece by Kate Carey Squid. That book is creepy. And weird.
But Amy in Glitter is reading Confessions of a Shopaholic with lots and lots of exclamation points, so I assume she's loving it.
Looks like Ashley L is reading The Night Circus. Oh, when is that movie coming out? Because I want that as a movie.
Wait for it. At Important 5256, Katie is reading Tiger Lily.
Oh, there's somebody on YouTube that's also reading Tiger Lily. Comedy Whiz 68. Are you a comedy whiz? I like that. Brittany C is reading The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer.
Nice. Divergent Chicago is reading the 4 collection, the Divergent collection.
Take 4 to bed with you.
I'm going to assume because this is a fan handle and account that this is the 9th time that you've read it because it's been out for long.
Maybe it's their 4th time reading it. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
4th time, every time. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So we have our question of the week this week, and it comes from Katie Posey, and her question is a good one for our topic today. She asks, or says, you are moving and you need to downsize your book collection. What are some helpful tips for figuring out what to keep and what to give away?
I've had to do this living in New York.
You move a lot.
You have to do it a lot. Even not moving a lot. Just
no
space is so limited. You have to downsize more than you would want to. Mm-hmm. So it's something that I do a lot of times, and it's a lot of soul searching.
What's your method? Do you have a method?
My soul searching is being honest with myself and saying, like, are you going to read this again? Like, do you need it? Is it a part of your soul?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I would suggest too. Is look at your books. Think of all the ones that you liked, but you're probably not going to read again. Now go through those and really think, are you really going to read that again? Like, seriously, are you really, really going to read it again? And then, is it paperback or hardcover?
Right.
How much did you spend on it?
Yeah.
Is it signed? Is it not signed? Is it an ARC? ARCs, I know all you book hoarders out there probably have like tons and tons of ARCs.
That's the first to
Get rid of those ARCs. If you want to clean out your shelves, start with ARCs. Get rid of them. Because they aren't even the final book. So
yeah, and if the book mattered enough to you, you should, like, we have been talking about it, that a bookshelf is like it's
your holy grail.
Like the case.
It's like your trophy case.
Yeah.
Here are all my trophies of the things I've read.
They've touched me, they've moved me, I want you to know that.
It's the thing that you show guests when they come to their home. Don't look at my house, just look at my bookshelf. Look at the goods.
Because that's what people are judging you by.
Pretty much.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely. And if you aren't judging somebody by their bookshelf, you're lying. Because we all do it. So what are your tips for downsizing? Let's see. Yeah, everyone's saying keep the ones that you will read and keep reading in the future. I also have to do, I am very big on aesthetics. So, you know, if I have too many copies with like a black spine, then I'm like, okay, which one of these can I get rid of? I need to downsize that so I can improve my yellow spines.
I was waiting for the response, and Misha just gave it to us. Keep them all.
Or you can keep them all. Yes.
I think that if you have a trove of space, I feel like it would be really bad. I would be a hoarder if I had the ability to.
Oh, totally.
But New York,
we just can't.
Makes you not.
I bought a new bookshelf, and then I filled it immediately, and there's still books all over my floor, all over my desk, all over my dresser, my nightstand, they're everywhere. So I'm trying to decide, do I spend the money and get another bookshelf, or do I just get rid of some? I'm going to buy another bookshelf.
Yeah. I like that the Epic Runner just tweeted, is it Maze Runner? Then keep it.
I have kept my Maze Runner.
You just have a bookshelf filled with your favorite book.
And don't ever throw them out. Don't ever throw your books out. Even if they're ARCs, don't ever, ever, ever throw them out. There's always a Salvation Army or a Goodwill or some kind of book donation. Schools, a lot of public schools will take donations. Local libraries, you know.
My stoop in Brooklyn is identified now. Like, I put out a stack of ARCs.
Yeah.
And, like, they're gone in, like, 5 seconds.
Well, that's the thing. If you live in a city, yeah. I do the same thing. I put out a box and I always say, free YA books. Don't be scared. They are awesome. And then it's like that episode.
You can't even get back upstairs.
Do you watch How I Met Your Mother, where they have like the magic area where they like put things out on the stoop and they turn around, they come back and it's gone? It's very true in New York.
People will take that stuff. I mean, stoop is universally known in New York as free game. Like, if you set something there.
And it says no bed bugs. It's going to be taken. Go for it.
I've actually even tried, like, I've set it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs and kind of watch and see what kind of people are taking my books.
No, they're always going to be gone.
They're gone.
The other thing is, if you live in the suburbs, is you should think about putting up a little free library. You can buy them online or make your own, and they're these, like, little, like, treehouse boxes that you put outside, and people just come and they put their books there, and it's just free.
I was in Massachusetts this weekend.
Oh, there's so many.
3 of them.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing I've ever seen.
So if you if you live in a neighborhood that doesn't have one, you should consider putting one in. So
newsy stuff.
Newsy things. Okay, on the blog, we have this glorious infographic, Open Road Reading, where we put together a list of 12 books that are road trip books, and where they start on the road trip and where they end on the road trip. And it's very pretty, and I like it. So there's a link to that in the description.
And I'm having a hard time not singing road trip songs right now.
I know, me too. Oh, man, now that you said that, it's in my head. There is also some new ebook deals happening this week. I believe Deliverance by C.J. Redwine is one of them. The Lux is another. There's a link to them below. Unfortunately, those e-deals, every time we have e-deals, are only U.S. because that's like how sales things work.
That's how the rights work.
Again, we know nothing. But that's just what we're told.
We love you, International. I love the Philippines, and I want to go there.
Let's go on a tour.
Do you want some water?
I need my tea. I'm dying. Oh God, now my face is all red. Don't look at me, world.
We also have a new book nerd problems video that came up on Monday, and for a long time it hasn't featured Margot and I, but this one did.
And we shot it in this room.
I know.
So if you want to know what the rest of this room looks like, go watch that video. I forgot to put a link to it in the description, but
but it's in this channel.
It's
all around here.
Somewhere around there.
I like it.
It is so that's always a fun discussion. What book have you ever disagreed on with your friends? But it's interesting. The comments in that video have basically turned into what book do you hate?
Yeah.
That other people love.
That's like a pretty. That's a common problem.
We should totally. I mean, there's always a place to talk about the books you hate. In fact, sometimes it's more fun to talk about books you hate than books you love.
And it's like there's so many. We've said it before. Like a book is made, and there's a person out there somewhere that will like love it and glom onto it.
What? You have an opinion that's different from someone else's? No!
And then there's a person that will feel exactly the opposite of it. It's just bound to happen.
I mean, we disagree frequently on books, but we will never let you know that because we have to keep it together for tea time. Just kidding. But no.
But we're seething with rage the entire time.
That book, though, in the video is not a real book. Somebody was tweeting, was like, what book is that? And I'm like, we made it up. It's fake. It's called The Serpent Trials, and it's about unicorns in space.
And I want to kind of read it.
Somebody write that book.
Also, there's something we started a Tumblr inspired by one of my favorite books. It's not out yet. Falling into Place by Amy Zhang. It's such a beautiful book. And one of the things that it inspired is this Tumblr account, the infiniteyou.tumblr.com. It's basically, so some of the issues in the book are like being a multifaceted person and having to deal with the face that you show your friends and the face that you show your boyfriend and who you are inside and who you show your parents and who you show your teachers and how do you deal with all of that. So the Tumblr allows you to submit different things that the world might not see.
Anonymously.
And
your soul.
The things that are coming in are a lot of fun. Some are funny, some are, a little more serious.
Say it.
I'm looking at right now, some anonymous submitted, sometimes I think people see me, sometimes I wish I don't see me, I wish I could be other girls. There's
someone just said I'm terrified of silence. Silence.
This one's fun. It sucks having big ears, being a competitive dancer, always being afraid to put your hair up because of the constant laughs. But hey, that's what makes me different than the rest.
Big ears are awesome.
Yeah, I have them too, and I was a dancer too.
And did people make fun? Oh, I never really thought about it. I wasn't a dancer, so
you gotta pull that tight.
Yeah.
So go share, submit, just read.
Get things off your chest.
Yeah. Go for it. And check out Falling into Place. Really, it's one of my favorite books.
We will talk about this more. It doesn't go on sale till September 9th, but we will be talking about this. And we did some nail art videos based on this amazing cover.
And then the only other thing to say is if you are a fan of the Selection series, watch the internet tomorrow. There might be things for the things to do in the things.
All right, so now it's time to get to why you're all here, and that is tips on how to care for your books. So we're going to start with
all the things.
I'm gonna start. Let's clear some of this stuff out. Okay, so we can keep that. Okay. All right, so we have. When you go buy a book from a bookstore and sometimes they put stickers on it and it's the most annoying thing in the world, like these stickers, or if it's like, at the 20% off and you're like...
Helpful information at the time. But
exactly. But then when you get home and you're like, get it off. And then you try to peel it off and then it's left with that sticker stuff. That's the most annoying thing ever. So there's a couple of ways to get the stickers off.
Yay!
The first way is with Goo Gone, which is this mystery substance that gets rid of sticker residue. So that's option 1. Option 2 is nail polish remover. Although probably Goo Gone's better than nail polish remover. Also, this probably smells real weird.
Cringing at the thought of even putting nail polish on a cover.
But if you don't happen to have either of those things, but you do happen to have a blow dryer, you can also get the sticker off. So we're going to take this signed copy sticker off because it's been bugging me for years. So I'm going to mute our microphone because we don't want, you know, this is kind of loud. So,
yeah.
All right. I should probably say that you want it really, really hot and just like hold it over. All right? Okay.
Hold it over.
And mute. Oh, how do you turn it off? No, down. Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right. So once you heat it up, right, we got half of it off.
That's nice.
And then we can get, it should be, and if it starts getting cool again, you know, just keep heating it up and then peeling it off.
I would take breaks. Pro tip, it starts to smell like burning.
It does. It does smell a little weird.
And then you just stop it.
Okay, so you see that residue that's still on there, and that's super annoying. If that stuff's still there, you can use masking tape. Just like roll it up and use the sticky side and just keep doing that until you get it off. But the best bet is to just sort of keep heating it up and then keep peeling it off until it's completely gone. Which I will finish after this because I don't want to have burn smell
in the space.
Okay, let's try it one more time.
Heat it.
It's a little weird, right?
Kind of if you have two hands. Get your book friend to help you hold and heat and peel at the same time. Yeah. Yes.
So now we got the sticker off. Voila! And then you can use the masking tape or the glue gun to get rid of the little extra stuff. But it looks pretty good.
It does.
So, okay, so that's that. That's how you get that off. Now, here's what you do if your books get wet. All right, so here's your little practice book. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is get a giant roll of paper towels.
Help me, Margot. My book is wet.
Oh, no. First of all, step one, shame yourself because shame on you for getting your books wet. That is sacrilege. God. But it happens.
It happens to me way too often.
So first you're going to lay down a little, I don't know what you would need, a base of paper towels. You probably can't see it because it's white.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so if your book is only mildly damp, what you want to do is just put your book on the paper towels, and then open it up slowly and carefully, and then fan out the pages. Try to get them all the way out. This book isn't wet, so it's going to be kind of hard to do because they're all just going to clump like that. But if it's wet, they do tend to like stay open. Together. Yeah. So just fan it out, and you can leave it like that. And then just sort of keep doing this every couple of hours or so and leave it about 24 hours. Now, that's only if it's just, like, misty, you know?
Okay, not like, I dropped my water bottle on it.
Right, exactly. So that's just if it's misty.
Which, you know, happens.
It does. You know, you drop water bottles on it. But, you know, it can rain or you drop books in puddles. Sure. So let's say now that you got your book very wet. Here's what you do. You start with the same paper towel base, and then you start with the two covers. So you want to open it up, okay? And you put one, here, we'll take this off, because assuming you've taken that off by now.
And look, this is really pretty inside.
So you put one right in front of the front cover.
Look at that.
Okay? And then you want to put one on the back, okay? And then you want to take one sheet of paper towels and you put it every 30 pages in between. So let's just open this up.
29, look at that.
Look at that, right to it. Now, it's very important if the back of the book is wet, you want to get it all the way into what is called the gutter of the book. Let me see if I can bring this brightness down so you guys can actually see.
Just shove it in there.
Okay. There we go. So yeah, shove it all the way into the crevice because that's usually where it's most wet and that's where it takes the longest to dry. So you want to keep putting, here, I'll let you do that, and keep putting them in every 30 pages. And once you have them all in, if I've ever felt like a Today Show correspondent, it is right now. And once you have them all in, it should look something like this. Look at all these lovely pages. Now, I actually did get this book wet to test this method out.
And verdict?
And we'll take them all out. We'll take a look. Okay. But once you have them in there, then what you want to do is you want to rest it, either standing up if you can. Again, so you get the air in there, so standing up. But if it's too wet to stand up on its own, then you can lay it flat, but with all the pages in there. And then and you want to leave it like this for 24 hours. But every hour you want to go in and replace the paper towels with new ones, so they're not just wet paper towels in there. So replace them with new ones in different spots, but still 30 pages apart.
So this is a book, you do this for the book you need to save, and you paid full price for it,
yes.
And you need it.
Your signed copy of The Fault in Our Stars. Yeah. So once that is that, and spend 24 hours of all of the pages in there, then you take all of the middle ones out, but leave the ones that are in the by the covers. So we'll take all of these out. So now we only have these two left. And what you do is then you put a heavy weight. You put a heavy weight on top, because that will keep the pages flat instead of like you know, how they warp and stuff like that. So put an extra lots of books on top. Another 24 hours for that, and then
bingo bango,
your book should be a-okay. I got this book really wet, and look,
that's pretty awesome.
There's only a little bit of dampness right up there still, but that was only like a couple hours ago. So
24 hours and it would have been good as new.
Exactly. So that's how you keep your books from warping when they get wet.
I will appreciate this next summer.
And then there's a couple of other things, like when you are opening a brand new book, you know, and there's like that crack that you hear.
I read it like a crazy person. Like as soon as I start to even hear a little crack, I'm just like, oh, well, this is how I read it now.
That's pretty much the rule of thumb, is when you have a brand new book and you're not one of those people that just like opens it up and ruins them, you want to open it up just wide enough so it's comfortable to read. But when you first open a new book, you always want to start with one side down, and then on a surface, and then the other, and then you sort of slowly let it, oh, I heard a crack, let it slowly open like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you're stretching, it's like you do warm-ups before a workout.
You should be stretching the book.
Yeah, you just get a little stretch, because you don't want to just like go in there and
strain a muscle.
Exactly. It's just
won't be good for the long haul.
Be nice to your books. And then there are some fun other handling tips. More handling tips. Don't ever open up your book and leave it resting like this flat on a bed.
I don't even do that.
You're going to crack the spine, and nobody wants that. Always try to hold it with both hands or cradling somehow, and not like with one hand, because then you tend to...
It's like a bad back.
Yeah, then you tend to bend it like that. Don't use bulky bookmarks. Try to keep them the same, you know, paper thin, because then it can warp the book and the pages. When you're stacking them in the shelves, try to keep them at the same height and thickness so that there is no warping when you're like pulling books in and out.
You try to avoid direct sunlight to your books.
Yes, because that's what fades the, you know how some books get like the yellowing, see, look at that.
It can even also damage your covers and change the shade of the colors.
I guess you can't really see on this, but this is much lighter than this because this is older and this has been exposed. Don't ever put newspaper. Don't ever put newspaper in your books, because newspapers are acidic and they will totally darken your pages and make them that yellowy, weird, gross color. It looks like somebody peed on your book. Dust your books often if they're in an open space and aren't like in an enclosed environment.
Yep, and don't store them on the very bottom shelf.
If you can help it, at least.
Yeah,
because that shelf gets dusty.
It's dusty and it's prone to flooding.
Yes.
That's just a general life tip about any valuable items you have.
I find that those air canisters that you use to clean out keyboards on computers are a great way to dust your books. But you should dust them often, you know. Just keep them clean.
Because again, going back to if your bookshelf is your trophy shelf,
exactly,
you gotta take care of it.
Exactly. So
regular maintenance.
Those are our tips for how you can take care of your books. But if you have any of your own, we totally and definitely want to hear about that, and tell us in the comments. Put them in your rewind videos or tweet at us. We are gonna make a little infographic about how to treat a damp book. So. Stay tuned for that.
Caitlin just said my AP Comp teacher taught my class tips about how to open brand new books. That's an excellent teacher.
That is an awesome teacher. In fact, a lot of these tips we got from schools and libraries.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's all useful information comes from libraries.
Look, there's all these people. Look at all these Harper people.
Saw the Harper employee.
Haha, you're on tea time, Harper. Okay.
Ooh, there was something that happened on the stream that I saw that.
Oh yeah.
That I can't find now. Oh, somebody is a certified book mishandler.
Wait, that's so cool.
That's me too.
Oh, certified book mishandler. I thought you said certified book handler. I was like, what is that job? Do you wear my gloves? I want that job. Danielle on YouTube just says, pee on your books.
Oh, somebody did ask a book blogger at I Am a Book Junkie says, what happens if your book is highlighted? I bought a copy and didn't realize that one line was highlighted.
Nada. You can't get rid of it. There is no Control Z.
There's no Goo Gun for highlights.
Sorry. That sucks.
That sucks. That would be infuriating. Like if you were just, was it in the beginning or were you like in the middle of it and then it was just glaringly there?
Yeah, that sucks.
I feel sorry for you.
Was it a used book?
I would assume.
Who would go to a bookstore and do that to a new book and then be like, I'm putting you back on the shelf? Although sometimes I like to write notes, put them in books, and then put them back at the shelf at the bookstore. So whoever gets that book finds a little surprise.
Tatiana just says, my family thinks that I'm crazy for taking good care of my books.
No, you're not crazy. You are just diligent and a good book nerd.
You're amazing.
You are amazing, and we love you. And you are our kindred spirit. So that is it for this week's episode. We're excited because Tea Time is officially back to our weekly schedule, and we will be here every single week forever.
Oh, but what's happening next week?
Oh, things are happening next week. It is ARC Party. What? If you've never been to an ARC Party, ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy, and it is when we sort of debut what's going to be published in the coming months. And we're also going to start doing ARC Parties more often, too. So I think we usually do them like twice a year, but now we're going to start doing them 4 times a year. It's very exciting.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Basically, everybody comes and they have their Goodreads open, and it's just a preview of what's to come. And
a lot of this book shimmying.
A lot of book shimmying.
A lot of flailing.
A lot of excitement. It's very fun.
It's probably like the biggest book nerdy time.
It is. It is like our book party.
Christmas.
It is. It is. It's Christmas. Christmas in August. So that's next week. But this week, for your Tea Time Rewind videos, just a reminder, those are reaction videos that you should post to this week's Tea Time.
A shout out to all the amazing people that are putting them up. We're watching them, and we love them, and it's amazing.
There's a playlist link in the description below for last week's Rewind videos. You should go watch them and meet new book nerd people and follow them on YouTube and be all friends and awesome people together.
Because book nerds are awesome.
So this week, title your Rewinds number 71. You know, Tea Time Rewind number 71 or whatever, just as long as it says Tea Time Rewind 71, and then whatever else you want. That way we can find it.
Yeah. And then tell us about what you were reading this week. If you were moving, how do you downsize your book collection if you need to?
Mm-hmm. What do you do? What book have you disagreed with your book on? I can never phrase that properly. Like, what book have you and your BFF disagreed on? There we go. Yeah. That one. And your book care tips. What are your tips that you've come up with or you use or you swear by for keeping your books so fresh and so clean?
Or if you're not one of those people and you're like me, you can just promise to be better.
So that's your Tea Time Rewind discussion topics for this week.
And if you post this week, you will get a
removable sticker. That's what this week's virtual prize is. Last week it was a red rose. The week before that
was a gold star.
Gold star. This week is removable sticker, what I wish every bookseller would use, because the ones that make that leave those marks, I want to punch you in the face. So time for a Derp Face. Should it be when you realize that the book that you just bought has a sticker on it and you're going to have to go through and remove it?
Yeah, I'm also going to do, my source is going to be, I see that highlighter mark in my book.
Okay, all right, get your screenshot.
Okay, ready?
Ready. Okay, ready? Should probably wait till.
Ready?
Sneak. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And scene. All right, so we will see you guys next week for ARC Party. Excited to see your Rewind videos. We love you. Book shimmy.
Crumpets. Crumpets!
Crumpets rule. Maybe next week we'll have a theme song by then.
Yeah, and probably not. Bye!
Bye.